Hello, everyone. I'm Rebecca Weber, and we're live at the People's Convention in Michigan, and I'm thrilled to be joined right now by Steve Davis. You are a contributor for Turning Point USA. It's great to have you here, Steve.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me. Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what you think about the event so far. Lots of young people here, older people here, and everyone in between.
I love seeing things like this. This is what America is about, right? We have the young, the old, and everybody in between. This is the core, and this is the thing, especially when it comes to the conservative movement, when it comes to the right side of history. They try to make it seem like it's just one demographic of people here. It's only white people. The Republican Party is only white people. No, we have people from all shapes, colors, creeds, ethnicities, the whole bit, representing America, representing the right side of history, and I'm here for it.
Well, that is terrific, and I think it's really good that you point that out, because it seems that those on the far left, they are worried. Joe Biden is concerned. Remember what he said to that gentleman when he said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. What is the feel in the black community, and are more and more people, do you think, waking up and recognizing that the Republican Party under Donald J. Trump is an inclusive party and has a better promise for the future for all Americans?
Yes, yeah, and that's the name of the game when it comes to us. The black community is starting to become disillusioned with the Democrat Party, right? We're starting to see or recognize, I should say. We've been seeing the lies, but we're recognizing now more so and connecting the dots when it comes to these lies, manipulation, and deceit that's coming from the Democrat Party. We're seeing the constant, pandering to us every 2 to 4 years, every time it's an election cycle, right? The debate when it comes to reparations, all of a sudden they want to bring it up every 2 to 4 years, and they bring up the same nonsense time and time again, and the black community is getting to the point where we're sick of it. We're sick and tired of being lied to. We are normal human beings just like everybody else. We're not some type of pet projects. We are people who are equal, and we want to be treated as such. Stop with the self-bigotry of low expectations when it comes to typically white liberals. We're sick of that too. We're sick of the out-and-out racism when the white liberals say you need DEI. You need diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is just failing up. That's all it is. In no other situation, especially when it comes to sports, do we ever focus on DEI. We don't want DEI when it comes to sports because it's about meritocracy. Who's the best player on the team, right? That's the name of the game. But in everything else, all of a sudden, we just can't seem to do it. We can't figure it out. So we're tired of being lied to. We're tired of being talked down to. So now we're looking at what other options are out there? The right side of history is actually promoting equality, so that's what we're going to run with, and that's what you see within the black community.
Amen. You're talking so much common sense, and you're right when you say that families don't want to see the government intrude in the family and basically tell your child how to think, what to believe. And this is what's happened. Government has grown much, much too big.
Yes.
So much so that I think more and more people of all backgrounds are saying no. If we don't have control over our children, government has crossed a line, and we're gonna draw the line right there. Now, the left is also banking on the fact that people are going to move away from Donald Trump because of all of these indictments, and we saw what happened to him in New York and how unfair that trial was. Meanwhile, we've got a sitting president who we know is corrupt. And that list goes on and on. Again, in the community, do you see more and more people recognizing that there is corruption coming out of the White House?
Absolutely. It's a miscarriage of justice when we see what's happening with Donald J. Trump, right? They're going after this man because he is the forerunner and political representative of the right side of history, of the Republican Party. He is going to be our next president, but they're trying to pull out all the stops when it comes to this guy. So the black community, just like any other community of people, are recognizing that. They're like, okay, wait a minute, this is a miscarriage of justice. They have weaponized the legal system to go after one person. Boy, does this sound familiar? Because in history, right, in the past, during Jim Crow, this is the same thing that happened to the black community. So we see that and we recognize that and we identify with that and we say, hey, there's a problem with that. There was a problem back then. There's a problem right now. There's a two-tier justice system and it has nothing to do with the skin color. It has everything to do with power and money and which side of the aisle you are on. And we are recognizing that in grand fashion. We cannot stand what's going on. So it's incumbent on us to make a change, right? It's our job to say, okay, Joe Biden, this is what you are doing to our country. This is what your DOJ is doing to our country. This is your justice when it comes to this country. We don't like it, we're going to remove you, we're going to put someone who's more amicable when it comes to actual justice in this country.
Right. Yeah, and you know that they're afraid when they begin to cling to things like they want more abortion and they want to take away people's gun rights. It seems that those are the two main issues that the left is really running on, but those are not the issues that matter to average everyday Americans. What are you hearing? What are the top one or two issues that you think are going to drive people to the polls this November?
I've been seeing people wake up ever since this immigration or illegal immigration situation has been ramping up, right? Especially this is what's switching a lot of Democrats, right? Because they're seeing illegals pouring over our nation's border, ignoring our national sovereignty and ignoring our laws, and getting first place in line in front of people who are actual citizens of this country, taking resources that are meant for citizens. So Democrats are saying, wait a minute, hold on. And even when it comes to the victim narrative, even when it comes to, and I don't like the victim narrative, a lot of Democrats are ensconced in this, but even I'm glad that they're waking up to the fact that, so wait a minute, there's these illegals coming into, and the White House is kind of gearing everything towards them, right? We're the victims. We should be the ones that get all these resources, you know? So although I don't like the victim narrative, I like the fact that they're waking up to the fact that these people who don't belong here are getting all the resources, are taking their places in line, and everybody else is being left out. I like the fact that we're waking up, and that's the main issue that's going on right now. We are waking up to this ridiculousness that's going on within our inner cities, Chicago, Baltimore, Los Angeles, where they're placating to illegals. This is absolutely ridiculous. So we need to wake up, and we are waking up, and we're seeing this ridiculous situation, this ridiculous cycle that's going on within the Democrat Party, and we're out. We're done.
And we see that our cities are becoming less and less safe. I mean, everywhere I turn, people are concerned. They're saying, you know, this is not what a neighborhood should look like in America. We're not a third world country. Right. So what message, what might you want to give people who are listening out there, who are being put in sort of a basket of, I'll steal Hillary Clinton called us the basket of deplorables. And the left is now saying that those who vote for Donald J. Trump are lunatics, have a mental disease. What is your response? How should people respond when called names and that sort of thing? What is your response?
Well, my thing is this: is just use your brain, use critical thinking skills. Critical thinking is something that's far gone in this country at this point, right? And the Democrats expect us to be stupid and to act stupidly, right?
Oh, that's a mistake.
It really is. It really is. So if we use our critical thinking skills, because that's what woke me up. I used to be a liberal. I used to be on the left side of history. I used to be a leftist. And it wasn't until I started waking up to what was going on, I started realizing that news media is not our friend. I started realizing that these people do indeed blatantly lie to our faces. They use fear tactics to keep the black community ensconced in victimology and oppression. So it's time for us to think our way out of this situation. That's the best thing you can do. Your own research. I know the left tries to make it seem like it's some type of terrible thing, but do your own research. Go and look up things for yourself. If the news says something, fact check that, okay? Do your own research, look things up, think for yourself. You are a human being, you're an individual. You don't have to be a monolith. The black community is not a monolithic community. We are a diverse group of people with different mindsets. So use that God-given mind, think with your brain and not your skin color.
Well, you said something very important there, your God-given mind, and that is, again, another big divide between Donald J. Trump and Joe Biden, who really is a godless man, it seems, based on the fruit that he bears, based on the fruit. So before we let you run, Steve, tell us a little bit about Turning Point USA and the great work that you're doing for Turning Point and how people can follow you.
Absolutely. I love Turning Point USA. We're a 501c3 conservative grassroots organization focused on this culture war that we're in. We understand that this is a culture war. Politics is downstream of culture. It is our duty to make sure that this culture is remedied and healed so that when it comes to politically, things are better, right? Since everything starts in the culture, we have to make sure, and eventually it bubbles up to politics, we got to make sure things are better in the culture so that when it becomes political, we're on the right side of history. So this is what we focus on. This is what we do. I focus a lot of my energies on the college campuses, talking to the kids, helping debunk the Marxist narrative that they typically get ensconced in. So that's my duty. That's my job. I love doing it. I've been over over 100 campuses, and I continue to go hard at the left when it comes to their narrative.
So you're giving us hope. So these young people at college campuses, you do see that they are waking up, in fact, and this is a minority group of people who aren't really even American citizens that are disrupting American campuses, and the anti-Israel protests make no sense in my view. I mean, they're really destroying property and targeting people for no good reason. Just terrible. So thank you for the great work that you're doing. Steve Davis, it's great to have you here. Thank you so much. And to all of you out there listening, we'll be back in just a minute with some more great interviews here at the People's Convention. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's great to see you.